You know, like my friend in the BMW in Calgary. Bumper car back.
It should be a lot hella harder to get a license.
He could have been doing that on purpose. He could have had like revenge bumper cars against those people.
No, he was laughing.
Yeah, because he was enjoying destroying the other people's cars out of revenge.
I know he wasn't going fast enough. It wasn't really any much damage.
I just can't believe someone is that stupid.
How the hell did they get their licenses though?
Did you see the video recently? The guy the woman trying to park the car. She couldn't. She tried to park it like 15 times. She circled the parking lot and couldn't figure it out. Oh man.
Oh, the gas station.
Oh,
she could.
That one was funny too.
Where she
that was a guy, wasn't it?
No, I think that was a woman.
He couldn't figure out that the gas pump was on the left.
No, she could figure it out, but she couldn't figure out how to pull
get in the left. Right. So she pulled in. And she's got her right side to the gas pump, and then she pulled around the gas pump and parked on the other side, and it was still on her right? And
she did that like 6 times.
She's all confused because, like, well, I'm clearly looking a different direction, and I'm on the other side, and can't equate that 1 + 1 = 2, not 1.
I'm so glad that video is all over the internet.
There's so many. Well, and you always get the ones where people, like, drive through the variety stores.
Oh, just, like, drive right into a window?
Instead of pulling reverse. And you know what's scary though is because I can't believe that, because who pulls out of a parking spot with enough momentum to go through the wall of a variety store? Right? Most people back up at like 2 kilometers an hour. So I think anytime that someone like pulls into a building, they must just be pissed. They're just like, insurance is guide, I guess. Fuck this place.
I got $3 million liability.
Whatever. Bang! Into the 7-Eleven. This should be interesting. You know, like, who are these people, man?
People who want higher insurance rates.
They used to try to break into my dad's store in Ontario, at Hillman's High Tech Center in Faxel. They constantly drove through the front doors. Constantly. It was so people tried to cut the roof. People tried to cut the power. People would cut into the building, right? And, but the funniest part was we put up bars. He put up concrete pillars and shit. All later on, people would drive their truck straight into these concrete pillars and just wrap their truck around the pillar and then have to leave. You know? And we'd get there the next day and there'd just be a truck wrapped around, you know, touching the front window, wrapped around these 2 concrete pillars. It used to happen all the time, man.
Wow.
Because he was selling fax machines and bag phones and, like, you know, electronics.
This is what people attempt to do?
Was like, the bag phone was like $2,000 at the time. This was like
But these are like amateurs, right? All these people just
idiots.
try.
Well, if you're a criminal and you're getting caught, then obviously you're an idiot.
Yeah.
If you're driving a truck into a window, like, I don't know why haven't people heard of glass cutters?
Any final stories of success for love?
Or power drills, or, you know, just cut the locks and use the door. People aren't smart. They're not smart.
Any actual stories of success on their side?
I don't know how they expect that driving a truck through a window is going to set
Well,
off
they
the
got a cow catcher on the front of their truck. And
so
he cows.
He thought about it.
Oh god.
So there was this double doorway, right? Door with like the security system, and then like it was like a little heated room, right? And then another door, right? And they were barred, but it was 2 doors. It was a little cube in the corner of the room, which was the entrance. And then everything else was just 1 pane of glass and then like showroom. And nothing even in front of the windows, right? Nothing. Little like 2-foot block. But for whatever reason, people always drove into the doorways. Like, instead of just driving through the glass, into like the floor, they drive into like the part where there's like 3 support pillars.
Is there something in psychology
metal doorways
makes people do this or something? Like some kind of intrinsic reaction to the door. It's like, we have to go through the door. I know.
Right. It's like if you've ever watched fires when they set off the fire drills at the movie theaters, 98% of people go which way?
Back the way they came.
Back the way they came.
Oh yeah.
So that you've got people rushing down the hallways trying to push past each other, and the joke is usually at the top and the bottom of the theater. There's fire exits over by the front.
You know what? They're even labeled.
And they say exit. Red letters.
Yeah.
And people will just like run over. People will like throw their girlfriend into a crowd of people and run for the door, man. It's fucked. It's so fucked. Human nature. So have you ever wrecked a car? that the only
My
time?
truck, yeah.
What about you?
No, just minor bumps or scratches.
You?
Nothing.
No, I haven't even been pulled over.
Oh, wait. I remember one funny one you did.
I've done lots of stupid stuff. I'm not saying I haven't.
No, I remember one funny one. It involved the Metrotown Mall parking lot, concrete beams, and open trunks.
That was at Safeway. No, the Superstore. Get the story right if you're gonna tell it.
No, we were pulling out of
Superstore,
Metrotown.
because they were changing the parking lot, and so they had the little gates up.
Oh yeah.
So why was the trunk open?
It wasn't open, but I
I'm
couldn't
talking
see low enough to see the gate, and I hadn't checked behind the car before I got into the car. So when I backed up, I hit the little gate without knowing it was
that was
there.
nothing. That was nothing. I mean, when we were pulling out of Metrotown with something in the trunk that was hanging out, and it hit the concrete and it stopped the windshield wiper from working.
I don't remember this at all. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Denying it.
It happened. It happened.
Oh.
It happened.
Sure.
I remember.
Well-
You haven't dropped your bike yet, have you? Or any bikes? Did you drop any bikes in training?
No.
Well,
I
it's
watched
nice.
Eric drop the bike 3 times before we got 5 minutes from the dealership.
In the parking lot, no less.
Ever
The
had
parking lot
any
in front of the
sewer
building.
troubles? You know those ditches on the side of the road? Ever had those kind of issues?
Oh, probably
Yeah.
the scariest close call I ever had was coming to see you.
Oh.
Driving from Calgary to Vancouver when we first started dating. We were doing the long distance thing, so I was coming to see you in
Don't
Vancouver.
blame me for this.
No, I was happy to come see you. But I had a Dodge Neon, the SRT, and
Which he wrecked within 3 months of living here.
Oh wow.
someone drove into me.
Yeah, yeah.
The
it wasn't
lifetime
your
of
fault.
these cars. The lifetime of these.
Right, Vancouver.
Yeah.
Shit gets trashed. Someone drove into my last motorcycle in a roundabout. Drove into us sideways. I was leaving the these bitches drove into me. When that's settled, guys, we'll get to see that video on the channel too.
What's the insurance story on that?
It's a long one.
So I'm driving through the passes from Alberta to Vancouver, from Calgary to Vancouver. I think I had just passed through Golden, and there's a bunch of these, like, you get through the tunnels, the blackout tunnels, and then there's a bunch of these, like, long down, swooping
Mountain
roads. Long, like 600-700 feet, 1,000-2,000 feet down, and then these big swoops to them. They go around the lakes and shit. And I'm cruising down, and there's this RV, and it's ice. Everywhere is ice. Oh, it was such a scary drive. I can't believe I did that so much. We used to see so many cars wiped out in the overpasses there, in the passes there. But I'm coming down, and there's this RV with this, like, homemade rinky-dink trailer hanging off the back of it. It's like maybe like a 15-20 foot RV, not even. Maybe like from the 80s or the 90s, all like sun stained. It's, you know, it's all like funny yellow color now, and there's just this fucking, like, it looks like it came from the hillbilly farm. There's this trailer that's bouncing around behind this fucking thing, and I could just watch one of the wheels coming off and, like, taking me out. So we're heading down this hill, and I'm trying to pass this guy, and we're not going fast. I'm maybe doing 80. He's maybe doing 70. And as I go by him, we hit the corner. So I get by the RV, and my car just gone. I instantly lost traction. And the thing spins. And because I was, like, in an angle, it was like, kind of like a race track, like a NASCAR track. It comes down and, like, curves. Oh my god. So I spun, and, like, you gotta remember, there's, like, mount on my right on the inside of this corner. There's, like, a lake, like, 100 feet down. Right?
Ditches.
So I'm spinning, and I'm, like, spinning at, like, 80k. I'm not slowing down at all, because I'm going down a hill on ice.
Yeah.
So I'm spinning, I'm in front of this RV. And I'm spinning. He goes by me as I'm spinning, in the corner. And I'm looking up the hill as I make eye contact with this guy as he drives by me, and I spin. I just miss him, spinning. And I remember being backward, looking like the trailer and me were almost touched, but we were both kind of like spinning the opposite way. So I spun in. So I spun into it, and he kind of spun away. So we parted, like we did some like Cirque du Soleil like Airbird shit, like where you go whoosh, We just fucking missed each other. I thought I was about to take out this trailer. And I spin, and I get to the bottom of this, like, downhill curve, and I'm sliding backwards. And I was, like, counter-steering the whole time, trying to keep this thing on the highway, trying not to go off the highway on either side of the highway. And, I come to a sliding stop backwards, facing up the mountain, on the right side of the road, against the concrete median. Like, I don't touch it. I slide into, like, here's the concrete median, and I'm backwards, and I kind of just...
Oh my.
And it was so tight I couldn't even open my door. I wanted to get out and, like, breathe. But, like, my mirror was touching the concrete of this thing. And I'm looking up the mountain, and I'm just like, oh.
Who saved? How did you get help?
I drove forward and then pulled away and drove the rest of the way here very, very slow. That's the morning I showed up at, like, 4 in the morning.
That was Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah.